Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation about English pronunciation in the world. My name is İsmet Esat Kartal, and English pronunciation in the world is really important because if you are speaking English in to to gain a job or to move abroad or work abroad, live abroad, even if you're just visiting abroad, you have to be able to understand other people's English and they have to understand yours. So let's move on. English pronunciation in the world. English is a universal language as we know it because almost everyone nowadays know it and speak it. Like when you're applying for a job, they don't ask you if you know English. They just ask you if you know some language other than English. As for me, I speak English, of course, and I speak a little bit in Spanish, Russian, Japanese, and French. And now I'm learning German. Uh, yeah, it's actually my goal to speak these languages like they're my first language, my native language. In English pronunciation, three things are important: intelligibility, credibility, and identity. And we're going to talk about these three things in this video. Let's move on. The first thing is intelligibility. What is intelligibility? It means that you understand people's English and they understand yours. This is obviously important because when you are traveling abroad or if you have foreigner friends, they have to be able to understand you and you have to be able to understand them because if you are not intelligible, uh, you wouldn't understand your friends or people that you work with. As for me, I had some friends here in Eskişehir. I remember Pakistani friends, Ukrainian friends, Colombian friends, Tunisian friends, and I think I was pretty intelligible because I did not have trouble understanding them. I had some trouble understanding Pakistani people because they have this stereotypical Pakistani accent that they have, and it is actually true. They really they really speak differently, and it is unique to Pakistanis. uh, Intelligibility is really important. And let's move on to the second thing: credibility. What is credibility? Your accent should not affect the way you are perceived. To understand this, they did a research, they did an experiment. Some experimenters took some people from around the world with strong accents and they gathered some native English speakers and they handed some information to the non-native speakers. Like there's some that information is often misunderstood. That information is like a giraffe is able to survive longer without water than a camel. It is actually true, but it's often misunderstood. People think camels are able to survive longer, and when in this experiment they used non-native speakers to give this knowledge to the native speakers of English, and they thought it was a lie and they didn't believe it because they didn't have a native English accent. It was you could tell them you could tell that they are not English. So credibility is the second important thing to me. Let's move on to the third one. Identity. Yeah, identity is important. especially if if you are thinking of working abroad, like me. For example, I want to be a translator. And first of all, let's just say what identity in English pronunciation is. Identity is whether your pronunciation suits your origins. As for myself, I am Turkish, and I should not have a strong British or American accent because um, I should be more presentable. Uh, and I should be more professional. And I'm Turkish. I should not have British accent. Actually, I could, and you could have some British accent, but you're not British. So be comfortable with your accent. Do not try to be more like British people or American people because you are not American or British. The English you're speaking has to suit your image. Like I said, I'm Turkish, and my English it does not sound like a British person's English or Pakistani person's English or Russian person's English. I have heard some Russians speaking and they stress the R's so much. Like my friend, they speak like that. Let's move on to the last part of the presentation. It is my pronunciation experiences around the world. Sadly and unfortunately, I have never been abroad, but I obviously would like to. Oh, sorry. I obviously would like to, but I had some friends here or there. Here are some examples, like Pakistani. I had some Pakistani friends, Russian friends, Ukrainian friends, Colombian friends, Tunisian friends, English friends, and Mongolian friends. Let's start off with my Mongolian friend. He did not have a Mongolian accent. He had a British accent. So severe that I asked him if he was British, but he said, no, I'm Mongolian. But I was shocked. I was really, really shocked to learn that because it did not sound Mongolian at all. Actually, I don't know how Mongolians sound like, but he did not sound like Mongolian. He sounded like a British person. And I had an English friend, and he had such a severe British accent. It was kind of hard to understand because they speak so fast and yeah, you know British accent. My favorites would be the Colombian accent. I had a friend named Angelica. The G in there in her name is pronounced like not G, not Angelica. It's Angelica. Um, Her accent was my favorite because I don't know, maybe it depends if I like the person or not. I liked Angelica, but her accent sounded really cool. I often asked her to read some Spanish things or English things. Uh, she she makes the R's like more like, you know, like if I say Colombian, she says Colombian. That's the difference. That's most of the difference actually. I had a lot of Tunisian friends, but they did not have strong accents. And I think that's because they know a lot of languages. They speak Arabic, they speak Tunisian, they speak French, and obviously they speak English. And I think they're learning some Spanish too. And they were really, really good at like all of them. I heard some French words here or there when they are talking to each other, and I asked them, "Are you speaking French with each other?" And they said, "No, we're speaking Tunisian, but we sneak a few French or Arabic words in between. That's just the way we talk. I think that's really disturbing because I would not want to sneak some English words when I'm talking Turkish. So yeah, my Ukrainian and Russian friends accents are pretty much the same because yeah, they both speak Russian, but um, there's a language called Ukrainian, but they usually speak Russian. And last but not least, Pakistani. Yeah, that's the most, that's the hardest accent for me to understand. I spoke to a Pakistani man on the phone. I was able to understand just a few words. I did not understand the thing at all. So thank you for listening to me, and I hope to see you next week. Bye. Oh, how do I?